Hi class, I'm going to make this a really short video to clear up any confusion about how Connect works and what you're required to do. So here I am in Connect. Now my view looks just a little bit different than your view does, but I want to show you. I'm going to open up week 1 and open up week 2 so you can see some quick differences. Notice that in every week you are going to see LearnSmart. LearnSmart is required for all the chapters or the topics that are posted here in Connect. The assignments with the barbell, I guess they consider that a strength training exercise. Whenever you see that icon, that means this assignment is not required, that it is a practice assignment. Let me switch to student view really quickly and open that up again. Okay, so LearnSmart is always required. It has not applicable on attempts remaining because I can't change attempts. I can't increase attempts on LearnSmart. However, whenever you see a practice assignment, you will see you have unlimited attempts. All right. Now, if it's a required assignment other than LearnSmart, there will be a notebook paper, which means it's homework. Again, LearnSmart is always required. As far as additional questions go, you are only required to do it when you see the notebook icon, which means it's homework. So this week, for example, since all we're doing is Intro to Government and Democracy in the Electoral College, you see that you don't have anything that's required other than LearnSmart. When you get into next week, and you have U.S. Constitution and Federalism, you'll see that in addition to LearnSmart, you have to do the pre-test questions for both those topics. So for part 1 of the course, you're going to have to do, I think it's 3 pre-test questions with 3 topics. So just be aware of that. Look around. Let me show you really quickly that if it's a required pre-test question, you only get 1 attempt. Let me just click on this so you can see what it looks like, and then I'm going to show you LearnSmart again. Notice down here, notice you see your due date. Pre-test questions you always have until the test date to get those done. So if you want to use them for test prep the week of the test, you can wait that long to do them, or you can do them as you move through your modules. It's up to you, but the grade you get is the grade you're going to receive. If you get a 75 on pre-test questions, I'll use that 75 and along with the other pre-test question grades you get to determine part of your Connect grade. Notice here that you can check your work 1 time per question. So you see here what your pre-test questions look like. You see the value of each question, the total number of questions. Yes, it's a lot, but these chapters, these topics have a whole lot of content, and I'm trying to give you a lot of practice with the various subtopics in the content. Let's pick an answer. Actually, let me go here, and then notice I have the check my work option. It's just warning me I can only check my work once per question, so this is going to help you to get a better grade on the assignment, and it's telling me I'm wrong. So since I know I'm wrong, I'm going to close that out, and I'm going to change my answer, for example. And I can do that here and here. Now, Connect is saving these, so when you're ready to go to the next page of questions, just click here. You don't have to finish these assignments in one sitting. You can come back to the assignment if you haven't finished it, you want to come back later, just hit save and exit. Once you've finished the assignment and gotten through all the questions, just make sure you hit submit. All right. So those are the pre-test questions. Let me go back here and tell you quickly that you obviously know now that LearnSmart is required and these pre-test questions with the notebook icon are required. when you see pre-test questions that are not required, I strongly recommend these to help you with the topic. I'm not going to grade you on them, but I strongly recommend these. So those should be, if you have the time to do additional practice, these should be a priority. The optional reading questions, as you see here, should be on at the bottom of your priority list. Again, like some of your pretest questions, your optional reading questions are not required. If you have extra time and you just want to quiz yourself even more, be my guest, do the optional reading questions, but they are not necessary. When you do LearnSmart, you will be given reading questions, so you may find that this is redundant in some ways. So that should be last on your priority list. I may end up removing those, but this is my first semester using Connect, so I just wanted to see how this worked a little bit more. Now let me show you LearnSmart really quickly so you understand. LearnSmart is not simply a reading. It is not just the e-edition of the textbook. Here is the e-edition of the textbook if you want to read online instead of read a physical copy. LearnSmart is an actual assignment that must be completed because you will get questions while you are in there. Let me see if I can. It doesn't matter if you open it up here or open it up here. In the instructor preview mode, it works better for me if I open it up here. Let me make sure you see that this is an assignment. Okay, so now LearnSmart is open. I'm on the assignments tab, so I can see here I'm just going to pick civil rights, which is, you're not going to have that for a few weeks. Notice here these read and practice icons. I'm just going to click on the chapter that I'm supposed to be doing, not this week, of course. Alright, so right away it's given me a practice question. The reason it's done that is because I've been doing this demo with other classes. So I actually want to go back to where I left off. When you first go into a chapter, LearnSmart chapter, it's going to start you from the beginning. Okay, so notice here that some of the text is dimmed, and it says because right now it's less relevant for you to study, while some of the text is highlighted. So the LearnSmart experience is going to be different than your regular reading experience. LearnSmart is going to focus your reading and say, in this chapter, here's something that is essential information, here's takeaways, this is something you really need to concentrate on. So you start from the beginning of the LearnSmart chapter and you review the highlighted sections. If you've already read the textbook chapter, then the highlighted sections are simply review. You can do it that way. Some of you may choose, depending on the amount of, if you don't have very much time, to just read the highlighted portions of the chapter in LearnSmart. You can take that route if you want to. You will be missing some additional information that is reinforcing and provides context, so I caution you against doing that. But at a minimum, at least read the LearnSmart highlights. So what I can do is I can just sit here and I can read, and you see continue on reading. I'm going to go to the next section here, continue reading highlighted portions. Okay, so let's say I've read several sections and I'm ready to go ahead and answer the questions over those sections. I can jump over here to practice. And I can start answering the questions now, so I'm just going to click on stuff. LearnSmart's going to adapt to me, so I tell it honestly, do I know it or not? I'm going to hit unsure. If I want to read about this, I can click here. I'm going to hit unsure. You see I have 80 items left. It tells me I'm wrong. This is the correct answer. I'm going to hit OK. So LearnSmart is now going to adapt to my knowledge and try to help me out. So now I'm getting another question. Let's see, 13th Amendment. I know it. You notice that when I got the question wrong earlier, it didn't give me any progress. I didn't complete anything. I'm going to get this one right. Hit OK. Now I've completed something. So you can't just go through LearnSmart and get everything wrong. When you get something wrong, you're not going to be able to complete it. It's going to keep giving you questions until you can get it correct. After you've answered the questions over the sections that you have reviewed in LearnSmart, when you get to another question, the little woman tutorial is going to pop up and say you haven't read this section yet. You want to go back and read. So then you can click back, toggle back to the read when you're ready to do that. Read for a while and then do the rest of the questions. If you've read the entire chapter and you just want to do your LearnSmart questions, then just do the LearnSmart questions. When the lady asks you, if you tells you that you need to go and read this section because you haven't yet, that's just because she hasn't seen you go through LearnSmart. But you know that you read the chapter already yourself, so you just tell her, I want to continue anyway. So you can read and then attempt LearnSmart and just do the questions, or you can read, then review in LearnSmart and do the questions, or you can just read LearnSmart and do the questions. It's kind of up to you how you want to do it. You've got to complete these. Your completion may, I think this is page number, this is not practice. I want to see that you complete at least 80% of the LearnSmart cards in order to get, which are the LearnSmart questions that you get correct, in order to get a 100. It is a completion grade. So you just do what I ask and you get a 100 completion grade.